Everybody get down! Give me all the money! Inspect the boxes! Give me all the money! Get down! Where's the money? Give me the money! Where's the money? Everybody give me everything! Where's the money? Give me the money.
Hey YouTube family, Mr. Black Mama 305 here with you. And again, guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for, man? Go ahead and hit that subscription button, man, so you can, when I put out these wonderful content, guys, you guys are first to get it. Now let's just get on with it. All right, guys, you just watched that video. All right, again, I'm gonna do a series of these where I react to a lot of these different things that goes on in our society as it relates to firearm. So you just watch that funny video. It's funny and it's not funny at the same time. It's funny simply because, you know, we just watched an individual going to what seemed to be like a salon and tried to rob a group of women. Not quite sure if there were men there. There could have been, and they just didn't make a move. But we just saw where he went into establishment and tried to stick up a group of women. Now, he had his hand in his bag, so a lot of people are going to say that, hey, listen, you know, he didn't have a gun and he was just doing the, you know, the paper bag stick up. But there's a couple of things we got to learn from this, all right? All right, number one, a lot of people were there and they had their back, what seemed to be that they had their back to the door. The reason why that is a no-no is you got to have situational awareness, right? If you're going to be in an establishment where, or any, you know, I'm not saying you have to be paranoid, but what I'm saying is that you have to be aware of your environment. I bet you these women didn't wake up that morning and said, hey, I bet we're going to get robbed. Okay, so you have to have some situational awareness that anywhere I go, anything could happen. It doesn't matter what it is. I've seen videos of cars plowing into businesses and homes. And a lot of times you probably can't really avoid that. But if you put yourself in a position where you can possibly avoid that, that's even better than not being able to avoid it and just sitting down in the establishment and getting killed. So number one, situational awareness. You have to be aware of your environment. You have to watch certain cues from people. I'm not saying, again, I'm not saying to just walk around with paranoia on you all the time like you're in a war and something's just gonna pop off. But just having that situational awareness, just be aware that, hey, something can and might happen. So none of these women expected it because they're so into their day where they think nothing can really ever happen to me. They don't ever, you know, they weren't prepared for it. Now the guy came in, you know, again, like I said, number one, situational awareness. Number two, concealed carry. I live in the state of Florida where now it's permitless carry. Now, anybody eligible to carry a firearm can now carry a firearm. Notice that I say eligible. Now, there are 26 states in the United States, of which permitless carry is now a legal thing. So, I don't know where these females were or where this business is established, but at least if you own a business or you have a business, you should have a firearm. You know, I know some states you're not allowed to have firearms or you're limited in terms of the capacity or what firearm you can have. But I honestly think that everyone, whether you're anti-2A or not, should have some firearm training. You know, it's a right to have a firearm and defend your home, your property, your family, and you definitely should. You know, so I hope after this situation with these women that they took the time out to be more aware of their surroundings, possibly think about, you know, getting a firearm and definitely, most definitely getting some training. Because we never advocate for getting a firearm and not having any training. You need to have training when you get a firearm. A lot of people, they'll buy a firearm and they'll take it to the range once or twice and they don't ever touch it. They put the best ammo they can find in their firearm, you know, or they'll shoot practice firearms at the range, buy the most expensive firearm or whatever, and then put the gun by their table and never shoot it again. Guns don't work like that. You have to get those burrs out. You got to smooth that thing out. You got to get to know your firearm. If it shoots a little left, you got to have, know the little nuances of your firearm, how to handle recoil, handle it enough to where, things don't surprise you. And if it does, you know what to do if it does surprise you. So that's number one. They should have gotten they should get some firearm training after that situation. Another point I want to make is that everybody sat there, and you see that one lady, she went through the door. Now, she did a good thing and try to slip out, get away from the danger, but then she did a bad thing. At the end, you can see where the gentleman went outside after he didn't get any money from anybody, and he confronted her. You can hear him, give me the money, and she's saying, I don't have the money. Now, once you're in a situation like that, you want to get as far away from that situation as possible. Who wants to sit there and just wallow in that danger and, just not get away from the scene? So what she did was pretty retarded. I don't mean to call her retarded, but it was retarded of her to do that. So once you're in a dangerous situation like that, any kind of shooting, if you have the opportunity to exit the premises, you want to do that and clear the premises ASAP. You don't want to just get outside and stand around. I mean, granted, this guy looked like he's 5'1". He looked like he's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's really doing, and I guess they felt comfortable enough to where they can just stand there. I don't take anybody for granted. Now, if it was a certain state that he went to, like, for say a barbershop, and he doesn't know who has a gun, and he, for instance, never had a gun, and he just want to do the whole stick-up thing, he could have gotten killed if he didn't have a gun. Because, say for instance, he's in the state of Florida where, when I go get my hair cut, I always have my concealed carry, right? And he comes in. The second he flinches or look around, I'm going to defend myself, because I'm not waiting for the opportunity for this guy to present himself to murder me, So if I can get into a situation where I can take this person out, I'm going to do my best to do so, because I don't want to let my mom cry for me. I'd rather let his mom cry for him. Plain and simple. It's his life or mine, and I'm going to defend mine before he can take it. And that's my God-given right, So that woman that went outside, she shouldn't have stayed there. She should have gotten away, got on her phone, called the police, called for help. You know what I mean? In that situation, you don't tarry. Once you get out of a dangerous situation, you get your butt out of there and you just, move on. And again, guys, you guys don't know who these individuals are. You don't know if they're mentally unstable. You don't know if they're dead serious. You don't know if they're desperate. He could have had a sick kid, and I'm not justifying what he's doing. But at the same time, you don't know what the reason is this guy come in there. Yes, it might look like he just had his finger in a bag, but we didn't see a firearm. So more than likely, he could have had a firearm. So that's another thing we want to do. Don't take people for granted when they come in and present themselves as a danger. So if I see somebody like that come in, yeah, I'm going to put him down if I have the opportunity to. You shouldn't have come in. Once the cameras are rolling, they see that you coming in acting stupid. Yeah, stupid is as stupid does. You mess around and you're going to find out. Plain and simple. You shouldn't have done that. So that's one thing, you got to be aware of, that these people come in, they're not there to play. You might think that, oh, he's just a little short guy and blah, 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 because that was what most of the people said in a lot of the comments, that he's just this little short guy and he came in to, and he just looks so funny and the way we talk. But you don't know what this guy could be a serial killer. And a serial killer is not just somebody who walks around, abduct people and do this thing in their basement. A serial killer is anybody who kills anybody. A lot of people who commit murders on a regular basis, that's a serial killer. Okay, so this guy could just be a serial killer. So you could have lost your life playing around for what? For a business that's not yours, that's insured, for money, for property, when you can always live your life and regain that property. Don't put yourself in any position where you guys are going to lose your life over anything. Like, even though I say, I would defend myself, if there was an opportunity to take somebody out in a certain situation like this, I'm not going to take it. If I didn't have a firearm, I'm going to comply. And if I have money to give, I'm going to give it. I'm not gonna sit there and argue with the guy and present myself as this target for him to focus on. Hey, my hands are down, my hands in my wallet, I'm giving it up. Give it up, guys. Your life is not worth it. Guys, thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys gained some insights. If you guys want me to do more of these videos, just comment in the comment section and let me know. Mr. Black Mamba 305, I'm signing out. But before I do so, guys, like, subscribe, and share. Love you guys.